Bad guy, and in my last video I touched upon Cardfight Vanguard Divines, but at the time I hadn't watched it. Now I have, and I have to say it's probably one of the best Vanguard animes besides like the original series and G. So right now I want to take a closer look into why Cardfight Vanguard Divines works so well for me and why I think it's so good. Firstly is the story, which I already think is really good. It has a lot more higher stakes than Overdress, and I feel it's a lot more connected between the seasons. Going from this first season with the Fated Clash and all the Fated ones trying to have their wish granted and all of them battling out, which was really cool and nice and had a nice little structure to it, to the Destined Showdown, where everyone met their destined opponent, which was someone in their past or someone they were currently talking to that they didn't know about. I feel that's all really great connections, and they all built upon one another from the first season to the second to the third season as well. I feel the show set up a lot of things perfectly and had pretty much everything planned. There's even great plot twists and things in the background, such as the main villains' plans and a few characters working together. The first two seasons, in my opinion though, had more of an overarching narrative, and the third season felt more like a breath of fresh air and a great tournament arc, which introduced a lot more older characters like Raika and Mirai, while still enhancing the characters that we were seeing at the time, such as Akina, Suo, Nao, and some of the other people that were participating in it. A small complaint I have with season 3 is that some of the important fights weren't shown, such as like Raika versus Kagetsu or Kuon versus Kagetsu. I just feel like we could have saw more of Kagetsu, and it also would have showed more of the feelings and emotions of older characters like Raika, or showed how Kuon took the loss against Kagetsu. Besides that, I feel the story is really great and structured. The first season felt really streamlined, but at the same time had a really strong premise and just got you right into it. And then from then on, all the episodes and everything were leading up to every big climax, and every ending fight into like Mirai and her struggles with her being born blind and feeling like people pity her and don't really treat her with respect, or someone like Donji who had to deal with kind of being a delinquent and his sister being blind, trying to like deal with that and feeling like he runs away from responsibility. And then people like Toya, who just dealt with all his emotional problems, his grandma dying, feeling like he can't really embrace who he is and just feeling lost in life. I feel that's all really good, but Divines has just a lot more characters overall that have a lot more character structure and emotional arc. Akina, watching him go from like season 1 and 2, he helps everybody and he wants to do anything to help his sister, and then in season 3 he just fights for his own wish and what he truly wants to do, which is how season 2 ended off for him. And then Suo, him feeling like he had nothing to his life after his parents died. His overall kind of bleak nihilistic outlook was really, really good. And the emotional fight between him and Akina at the end of season 1 was probably one of the best ways to end off the arc. And then we saw other people like Hikari, Nao, even people like Mikoto. It's all interesting to see how all their arcs build up and just what they do in every future season. And honestly, I feel there's so many good characters. I can make just separate videos on all the characters, the Divines, and how good they were, and just talking in more depth about how much I liked them. Finally, a small thing for me, but I loved how they fully embraced and brought back the magical elements of Cardfight Vanguard. Overdress kind of alluded to it a little bit, but it was more just straight up card playing and the stuff between them, especially Divines. And later on, we know for sure now that Cray does exist in the newer animes, and that people like Gabelius are units from Cray. So that was really cool to see. And I feel they and honestly I feel the supernatural elements enhance the arcs for it, because without them, stuff like the Fated 1 and 0 would exist. And I know technically the Fated ones and the Destined ones are really only one of a kind, so no one else can have them. So I know that might kind of create a thought bubble of, wait, why do people just accept that only these people have these cards? But I feel I can look over that because the emotional weight of the cards themselves hold a lot of value. Suo felt so empty after his parents died. all the cards just very heavily intertwined with the user that uses them. With all those being said, I love the story, the character writing, the magic, all of it just feels really, really good. And I would honestly recommend to everyone to watch first Overdress and then Divines. In my opinion, that's why I think Cardfight Vanguard Divines works so well and why I loved it so much. If you liked the video, subscribe for other things that I do. Thanks and goodbye.